Welcome, acolytes. Today I am actually doing my reaction commentary hybrid again to a freaking thing that actually one of my viewers showed me what there is to do, and how they meant what they seen. He actually just pointed out to me what a few people say about death shortcut otaku. And while I listened to the entire podcast, I also found a lot of good points that I agree with them, or maybe just disagree a bit, or maybe, if you ever see me, you know how I am. I am more of I am not even a centrist like Dev, to be honest. I am on the center, but if stuff stinks, I point out that it stinks. And I won't be sickly on the center just because you want to be on the center, because if something goes awry, it goes awry. So I'm going to talk about it. And as I said, I actually wanted to purely cover the points about death, but they made so many good points. I am just like, okay, good, I'm just going to keep it in and agree and disagree, because the points, even if I disagree, there are still good points made. So yeah, let's just start and see what the boys have to say. Oh, and by the way, the viewer that actually did this, or said to me what this is, let me just look it up, because the mother effer actually has a very long name. Agent of Social Media Chaos 6712. Yes, and I think I spoke it right. Mate, thank you for this information, and if you give me some information, I'm just gonna call it out from now on, because F it. I actually think people respond positively if I mention their name. So I just think if somebody did something good to me, I'm gonna do the same. By the way, he himself has a YouTube channel, so just visit that. I'm gonna have a link down below. Even if I forget it, well, sorry mate, it is what it is. I'm an old boomer, what did you expect? But as it is, let's just start. And by the way, if you like my content, leave a like, subscribe, a comment, press the notification button, and show me and the boys here some love. And I forgot their name, for F's sake, I really forgot their name. You're gonna find it out. Let's just do it. Yeah, and before I forget and F it up again, the video itself is from three guys, and the main guy, the YouTube channel I'm gonna link you to, is Manic the Manic Mechanic. So before I forget that, please show him some love, and you noticed.
Bro, that's huh? I want to know the context. I don't know if this is like for we need a fact check on this straight up, because this is actually insane.
All right, okay. It seems like a college campus to me, and to me that seems like one of the biggest places for indoctrination. And I would not be surprised if this person was riled up in some kind of way to yell like this. I am not convinced this is a performance piece, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Good. As you heard heard them blah blah blah. Damn, it's night. Damn, after work. Sorry about that, but F it. One take or none. So, as you heard them, they were actually quite confused if this is even real. And I can purely say that out of my own experience, I can say that this isn't an occurrence that happens regularly. It's still a relative fringe thing to happen. It still happens, and it happens way, way more than in the past. Now, why is this? As the colleague already said pretty damn accurately, and I cannot differentiate between them, so sorry about that. If the name pops up, just it's the name. Damn, I should have prepared for this way, but irrelevant. They will forgive me if they ever see this, but I'm gonna still send a link bottom, and good boys, just show them some support after this and watch their thing, because I'm not gonna do it in the entirety. But their point is, yes, colleges are a indoctrination camp. This was always the case. It's not even that surprising. Why? Because young people are freaking stupid. it's particularly easy to actually manage to just say and show a young person, just make them aware of your point so they cannot, where they cannot intelligibly even defend themselves. That's a thing that always happens. And you even have Christianity or the freaking like Christian mother efforts that actually go in and indoctrinate young people to their side, not just to the side of feminism is bad. No, they also want to throw in their beliefs in, and it works. As I said, college people, they cannot defend their stuff. Indoctrination's grounds are in like a mother effer. So yeah, he's correct about it.
We're at a point where I am pretty much fucking done with anyone pulling any sort of let's just make sure we don't escalate. We gotta leave them alone. We don't want that information out there. I know they've been doing it for the past decade or so. They've been taking things to new extremes every chance they get. You know, they just try to kill the probably going to be the next president, but let's make sure we don't bully them. No, I am miles beyond done with any of that.
Oh yeah.
How Dragon just, and yes, I just read the name in this down. As he said, he's done with a lot of those things, and he acts way too emotionally. And no, don't get mad at me just right now because I am pushing around. No, I am not saying we shouldn't protect ourselves, because after this is just, I think, this is fucked up. This is just purely fucked up what happened. And the people that we are actually having here, that are pure centrists on this, are wrong. They are just wrong. And this is, by the way, a premedication for death. How? Because this is the guy that actually reacts to death the harshest. And if we come to that, we come to that. And I am of the opinion that this should be taken to heart. And just effing the responsible parties just go in and rip them apart. If there is any freaking chance, because one of the things that came out was that presumably the guy was Republican that actually shot Trump. Then it came out that it's way more likely that it's an Antifa guy. And the next step that I think, because we still shouldn't go for the normal people, the normal leftists, even though I personally think if you support that, you're one of the people that are actually in the wrong. You shouldn't defend this. You should be harsh against this. And I hope that normal people wake up. But those that were extremists, they should get effed beyond recognition. Now, if it's a particular group, instantly shut down, instantly get freaking marked as a bad group. I think it's even as a terrorist, maybe not. I'm not sure what would be the best in there, but they should be marked. And every single person that actually supported them, this group in the last freaking 2 years, because at the start it could be that the group that was there actually had something good in mind. And then it changed. Then it's fine. But in the last 2 years, everyone's suspected. Go in deep, check them, and give them a sentence if it must be. But do not go for normal people that actually do not support it and are just, well, let's be honest, uninformed about it. Because everyday people that actually grind their jobs, and there are on the right and on the left, they have no time to inform themselves about this. Or they could have time, they could do it. But honestly, I rather work for the next loaf of bread than actually inform myself about this, even if it's stupid. But that's just how most people think. And I agree to a certain degree of it. Not entirely, but to a certain degree. I understand it.
How influential certain things can be and how prone to influence most people are. And seeing other people act like this in an environment that you feel comfortable in kind of allows you to behave like this.
Yep, those words were just on point. I'm still gonna point it out. I have basically nothing to add to it, but these words were on point. Yes.
Hoping that, post assassination, that a lot more people would be open to the idea of, maybe we shouldn't be kind anymore. Maybe we shouldn't be playing this game of treating them like humans while they treat us like animals. But no, we still have a bunch of people trying to play the game of, don't say that you want the people who want you dead to suffer that fate instead. You can't say that. That's wrong. We have to come together. Granted, when we come together, they stab us. But, principles or some bullshit like that.
Well, for a more like a more middle of the road perspective, which I know that to a lot of people it can sort of annoy them or come off as like a fence riding kind of position. But I do honestly feel like that well, I could be wrong on this, but it's sort of a devil's advocate approach, I suppose, is that I do feel like a majority of people aren't like, oh, it was a conspiracy, or like, oh, the shooter really should have hit. I feel like that is kind of the fringe of what a lot of leftists are.
Good. There is a bit of diving in this one. First of all, to the first guy that actually went in way too emotional. Again, do not act this emotional in this case. Because all in all, you still don't want the innocent people that didn't do anything wrong to suffer. Please understand that most people don't intend being that big of assholes. It's just something that they got into, or they are uninformed and just don't see it. And at this point, I still see, okay, good, no, now there is no excuse. Let's just say it like this. But most normal people will be like, well, this went way too far. And yes, this will have consequences. And if people, as you say, by the way, I agree with you. If you get harassed and try to be like effed up, you should defend yourself. The centrist point of view at this point is irrelevant. Like, if you just stay centrist to be centrist, that's not the way to go. I also prefer that at the end of the day we all will just go in and be of the same mind, but it doesn't work that way. If somebody wants to harm you, you have to be quicker. It's sad, but it's true. So yes, I agree on that one, to a certain degree. And for the second guy, mate, you're correct. Because we don't want to harm the freaking innocents. We don't want to harm those who actually didn't do anything wrong. And I just... The point I did before. Get those efforts, the group that actually did it, if he's in a certain group, 2 years, everyone who's 2 years ago still supported this group, get them out. Get them out. Just get them out. And the group instantly just eat us, delete us, just everyone who's in it, freaking, no, you're done. You're done. You treat others like animals, you're done.
A concert. I don't know if it was like today or last night.
Yeah, this one, by the way, 50 Cent actually equalized himself to Trump, and I just found this thing to be so effing funny. I already left my ass out of it. This was just so effing funny to see this particular thing. So yeah, take it as you want.
Obviously Donald Trump is still alive, but somebody in the crowd got hit and is dead now. And it's reported to have been like a firefighter who shielded his wife and I believe daughter from getting shot. And then what Destiny has to say is, all I see is Biden up +1 in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's part of me wants to like immediately and come out and condemn what he's saying here, and then the other part of me realizes like this is such engagement bait establishment troll bullshit.
Firmly on team fuck around and find out for this particular situation. I am, and again, might not be a popular opinion, I am not a free speech absolutist. I do feel there are certain lines that when you cross, it counts as fucking around. And I am a fuck around find out absolutist, if anything.
Yeah.
Somebody in chat says Destiny is a Fed, and I could not agree.
I'm so sad, please. And then, somebody in the comments says, is the retard arc still almost over? He's no different than Hassan right now.
I honestly think that Destiny is worse than Hassan right now.
Ooh.
I still hate Hassan. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to, give Hassan points. I'm just saying, honestly, I think Destiny is more of like an intentional shit stirrer than Hassan is. And that irritates me more than Hassan normally does.
Pull up what I sent so people can have an idea of what I mean. Because I think the thing I sent is the worst that he has said so far.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it is like peak fuck around find out language.
Oh, dude, literally saying LMAO. Okay, so he's quote tweeting, right? This is the final tweet of the guy who died in that rally. And then Destiny decides to quote tweet it. It's like Lamau. And then Destiny, who is an atheist, is saying that Corey and Babbitt are both in hell right now. Which, what did Corey do other than just like support the wrong candidate? He protected his wife and child from getting shot there.
Yeah, so some of the more fine details I don't really know here, but it's like, yeah, if it's like you're saying that they were just trying to protect their kid, it's like there's a time where you need to practice a bit of decorum in the world of politics. And I fear that people like Destiny make it where it's like, no, making fun of people dying and people trying to kill each other in politics is actually the best thing to do because it's the most extreme statement. And it's like, no, it took me a little bit to realize that was like an option for him, was to laugh at the guy who got incidentally shot.
Oh,
wow. Yeah. What a tasteful take. I really hope that it's worth your candidate winning, Destiny.
And let's be perfectly clear about this guy. People have been sharing his tweets and whatnot. There has not been a single, even mildly spicy take that he has had. He is, and I mean this not disrespectfully, but he is the most like basic bitch Republican that you will find. So it's like, he wasn't even a bad guy who you can laugh at for being a bad guy. He was a normie. For all intents and purposes.
Yeah. Yeah, he was just a normal, like you probably would see him depending on, what your area is, what state you're in. You probably just see him walking down the street, maybe, obviously not like holding like extremist, conventions or whatever. He's a guy that helped out his community by fighting fires.
Yeah, that's insane.
And he was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
So yeah, I really hate because Destiny is willing to go pretty much as far as humanly possible when it comes to like defending his party. However, when other people do anything that's like half or a quarter as controversial, he jumps on it like it's something that needs to be addressed and countered. It's like,
good. This one was a bit longer. This one was maybe even a bit scummy that I just let it run for a long amount of time. But this is something that I just wanted you and them just to hear how they reacted to it. And how Destiny actually reacted to the death of an innocent. He didn't give a fuck about it. This is one of the people I would instantly count as someone degenerate. This, as one of those boys said, I am not a freaking free speech purist. There are certain things you do not cross. And just freaking making fun and being happy about a innocent human life being lost is so disgusting and vile that I just cannot, I cannot see anything even remotely good or humanitarian in that. That's just disgusting. It disgusts me purely. There is no good in that one. I do not know how the fuck the death of a family man actually makes you somehow happy. This is a degenerate freaking thing to say. It's pure vile, it's disgusting, it's just rage farm. And Destiny is a rage clown. And you have to... If you hear Destiny talking about anything, you always have to remember you're hearing the freaking thoughts of a rage clown, of someone who's a cock. He literally wants himself to be beaten down and made just fun of. This is what he likes. And this is how he reaches it. He wishes to be just shown that he's a pure, worthless piece of shit. And I'm disgusted by it. I'm just disgusted by the loss of life. And if Trump died, I'm gonna be 100% honest. If Trump died, I would be like, yep, it didn't hit an innocent because Trump isn't innocent. He's just not. He had a good life. So if he died, I would be like, okay, didn't hit an innocent. It's still bad because he's a presidential candidate. But hey, with the enrage, yeah. But an innocent man that protected his family got wrecked. And you're making fun of it. You're a vile, disgusting human being. And I hope everyone who actually associated with you just goes out, goes away. Because I know that some YouTubers that I actually hear and liked associate with him. And you can be free speech as you want, but not like this. This is just the one thing that I think you shouldn't do. This step, you can of course say your think about it, that you don't think that it's that bad, but not like this. Like, come on. Just the loss of a life of someone who protected his family. Just no. Disgusting. Vile and disgusting. Pure hatred.
Few hours after he spoke on it, and Dev was like, I don't have all the facts. Is the proper response here Biden already to condemn the shooting?
No, that's not the proper response. I mean, this is if it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, it's like that taken to the next level. Like, what did he think? Did he think that it was some kind of just a surprise mugging? That he said you just shoot a sniper rifle 150 yards away? Did he think it was a carjacking? What else could it possibly be in that situation? What else? Was he actually aiming for that guy and Trump was in the way? What other possible train of thought could you have in the situation? And Dev does this type of shit all the goddamn time, and it's why he pisses me off so much. It's things that, if anybody has any level of higher brain function, they should be able to put two and two together. Dev is the type of guy who sees 2 + 2 equals on a piece.
Well, I would agree here. To a certain degree. Because I agree that Dev should have realized that the thing that Biden actually says, if it was anyone else but Biden, it would be bullshit. But you still have to remember one thing, mate. It's Biden we're talking about. This guy isn't mentally there. He's just not with us. Even if he stands in front of you, he's mentally not there. So I believe that he actually, until this day, doesn't actually know what happened. Or doesn't realize what happens. Or that he really, really, really believes that he wants to wait on the facts, that he doesn't know what happened. Because, as I said, I believe truly that Biden just isn't mentally there. He's mentally unwell, and I think that he truly doesn't know what happened. But Dev, as a actually mentally sound person, should see, okay, this is bullshit. Why did this happen? This is condemnable. This shouldn't happen. This is something that you shouldn't fucking defend, Dev. And it's not that both sides are... You know what? If at some point actually it comes out that it was truly a Republican that actually shot his own, okay. But until then, an innocent got fucking shot. An innocent person. Death, for fuck's sake. Like at least here. At least here, lose your fucking centrist. Just don't be a centrist to be a centrist. It just doesn't make sense. Come on here. Wow. No respect for life in this case. Incredible. And I looked up like a lot of things of Death. I didn't see everything. But I didn't think that he would dodge something this obvious. Fuck.
T-Man.
Sure.
All right.
So his thing is come at me with an argument, not the soy shaming, blah blah blah. And this is again in the midst of his cucking outs with the assassination stuff. So I said, okay, you are the prime example of worthless nobody who doesn't deserve to speak on politics. You started out playing video games and decided to use that platform to go into the easier grift. Because he does not have a good track record of playing games. You've been shown time and time again that when actually confronted, you fold like a wet paper towel. For years, the left has been demonizing, beating down, and even killing the right. After many years of this, the right began to go, hey, fuck you. And with your big brain, high IQ takes, you begin to screech, ree, both sides, ree. They're literally the same, I can't tell them apart, ree. And even in the midst of an attempted presidential assassination, would not stop. You've officially become a litmus test for me. Anyone who can stomach your brain-dead stupidity is not a human worth ever trying to converse with, as they'll just be too dumb to ever understand anything that requires even a modicum of higher brain function. And this has been a long-going thing for months now, of issues that I've been having with him and his BS lies. That was the whole VTuber thing, broken up into two different parts. Then this just... God, he is... Meritocracy is royally fucked in this country. And one of the unfortunate things that happened with the internet, and I'm still trying to piece together exactly how this happened, is that in the early stages of the internet, dumb people didn't really make it anywhere. It was people...
Good, and I'm gonna show this specifically because of one thing. They actually didn't prove that Death was a pure centrist, or they didn't show any conclusive evidence, because you could still somewhat dodge the entire thing. You could still say, okay, good, maybe he meant it this way, maybe he meant it that way. So they did, in my opinion, a bit of a bad job of actually showing how Death is a freaking... Well, in my opinion, he's wrong on this entire thing, because this is just disgusting behavior on the freaking... from the people that actually did it. And I am just baffled that he didn't. But what they did, that was actually, they actually showed a YouTuber that deep dived this exact thing, how death is wrong. And I'm gonna, in the bottom, I'm gonna show a outcut out of it and show and link in the description a link and give you a link. Bah! Damn! Still, one take, keeping it in, F it. And just link to a video that he did about death, and he explained it way better and also did his due diligence and actually shown and has proven how death is actually wrong, just simply wrong. So this on that. Let's just continue. I'm gonna show you. Wait, this is the last clip, isn't it? Ah, yes. So I'm gonna show the clip of the guy that actually did the death thing correctly.
In the story, as Dev decides to state, quote, "This identification looks more credible than the previous Antifa guy. My previous assertion stands. If you cannot stop your partisan brain thinking, you'll make this worse. Leftoids caused this by crying over Trump for years. Rightoids caused this by crying over Biden for years. So yes, there you go. Dev is unironically trying to pull the both sides are equally bad argument, in a situation where it appears very likely that a member of Antifa tried to assassinate Donald Trump, and somehow Donald Trump is equally bad to the Antifa guy that tried to assassinate him, and is somehow equally responsible for that. Also, I believe I should mention that Dev's earlier willingness to jump on the idea that the gunman was a Republican ultimately demonstrates that to him this was just an opportunity to try to pull a victory lap over the evil rightoids all over an assassination attempt.
The guy you heard is Ace1918. I had a bit of a hard time finding him actually. YouTube didn't show him properly, so you might dig a bit longer, but with the link in it, you should be fine. And Ace actually does a deep dive, and he's really good at explaining his point. And I would say, if you wanna go over a bit of a more deep dive, why he actually thinks the things he thinks, this is the thing you should do. So, Buttercolites, as it is, I hope you like this one, and good night.